Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. More first-round action here from the Palmetto Championship Wrestling Palmetto Classic. And we're getting underway hot and heavy here as Drew Adler attempts to get one over on Billy Buck by charging in at him. I'm not even sure the ring bell had rung yet. Now referee Chris Wiggins trying to get in there and separate these two men. There's the opening bell. Now we're underway. My goodness, such a way to get things going here. And we've got a brash new competitor to the likes of Palmetto Championship Wrestling's roster in the form of Billy Buck, coming over from the Georgia wrestling scene. Of course, we're very familiar with Drew Adler as he's been a member of the PCW roster for some months here now. These two men going back and forth, exchanging a series of wrist locks here. Adler wrenching away at that arm and shoulder of Billy Buck. Adler is a top-tier athlete, a top-tier nutritionist. Billy Buck, much more of a traditional grappler, we'll say, and also a brawler type. Very much similar to, we'll say, the likes of men like Jerry Lawler or maybe Brian Christopher in terms of the build. These two men going back here with some great exchanges. Billy Buck now has Adler into a side headlock, lifts him up off the ground. Got to give Adler the size advantage here. He's probably got a good 6 or 8 inches on Billy Buck. Shoots him in the corner there. But Adler not moving at all. He's going to take that shoulder tackle and come back for more. Just showing Billy Buck what he's made of here. But Billy, I imagine, has got a lot more than just that. As we said, Billy is a transplant from the Georgia wrestling scene. Spent a lot of time over in Cornelia, Georgia with the Anarchy Wrestling and various promotions in that part of the world. So he is very well versed in what it's going to take to potentially take down a man like Drew Adler, who himself came over to the Carolinas from the Georgia scene. Now Adler jawing with Buck, but also the fans here at ringside, into a collar and elbow tie-up. Forces him back into the corner. Buck with an exchange, though. Adler, he's got a mean streak to him. Don't let that kind of goofy nutritionist vibe get in the way there. He will definitely go after you, and we're starting to see that here now with that shoulder into the gut of Billy Buck. Slings him across into the turnbuckle. Oh, my goodness. There's a lariat by Billy Buck. Takes down Drew Adler with authority. Now calling for him to get back to a vertical base. Adler with a back elbow. And big drop kick reciprocates there by Billy Buck. This man is making a big-time impression here for his first match in Palmetto Championship Wrestling to have happened here in the first round of the Palmetto Classic. Now mounting Drew Adler is Billy Buck, pounding away him in the corner. But what is Adler? What in the world? He's showing off his strength by carrying the man out of the turnbuckle. But Billy Buck is just hammering away regardless, just laying into Adler. And Adler is addled, you might as well go ahead and say. Look at the man. He's almost out on Dream Street here. Oh, wow. He may be top-tier talent, but he's on the bottom floor of the mat there. Almost a 3 count, but Billy Buck scores a 2 count with that pinfall combination. Almost had him there. Now, oh, eats a knife edge chop, does Drew Adler. Billy Buck laying into the man. Irish whip there into the ropes. Go behind. Adler fights him off. Billy Buck back in, goes through that middle rope there. Oh, thought he was going for a shoulder, but oh, eats a knee by Drew Adler. And a big boot there as well. Billy Buck now in a bad way. Wiggins in there for the count. Only a 1, though, says Wiggins. We might see that mean streak here start to come out. Adler, he's had enough of playtime. Now he's just going to grind away at the chest of Billy Buck. might be looking for some type of submission maneuver here as well as this contest goes on. But now he's just putting a boot straight into the heart of Billy Buck, paintbrushing the man. My gosh. And this is what we're talking about. It's so dangerous when it comes to Adler. As the longer these matches go on, the more he starts to sink into that vicious streak that he has. Oh, he eats a shot to the gut there, though. Kick to the thigh. Billy Buck, though, not able to maintain that momentum. Adler's got him back up here. Going to go for a snap suplex. That's one way to put pressure on the back. Wiggins in there. 2 count only, though, says referee Chris Wiggins. Adler's starting to get a little bit frustrated, you might as well say. Billy Buck trying to figure out what he can do with this man. The fans here being treated to a real spectacle when it comes to professional wrestling. These are 2 classic athletes putting on a great show here for these fans in attendance. Billy Buck. Oh, Billy going into something of a spinning toe hold there, but Adler pushes him off right into that top turnbuckle. Wow, that might have rearranged the teeth of Billy Buck. Adler now just spying on his prey seemingly, putting a boot right in the mush of Billy Buck. That's that vicious streak. That is that mean streak, folks, that Drew Adler brings with him each and every time he comes to the ring. As we said, Billy Buck here, a new entrant into this part of the world when it comes to competition in the Carolinas. He may not be all that familiar with Adler. He's definitely not familiar with the rest of the combatants here on the card because we've got a bunch of guys who are mainstays from the Mid-Atlantic region, not necessarily all from the Georgia area, though, as he is. So we'll have to see if he can progress through this tournament, what kind of impact he makes. But he's got to first get through Adler here. Oh, there he comes charging back in. Another kick to the thigh, showing MMA kind of style and offensive maneuvers here. But Adler runs in, gets him back with that knee lift. Starting to show that that leg might have taken a bit of a tweak there, though. That left knee might be bothering Adler. Goes in there with a charging back elbow. Still only a 2 count, though. Referee Wiggins calling things right down the middle, as he likes to say. There you see Adler shaking that left leg. Those kicks might have gotten into that joint there, folks. That could be a problem for Adler as this tournament goes on. But we'll see what happens. He's still able to walk around right now anyway. Billy Buck, though, just prone there, trying to get something going. Adler letting him have it here. What's Adler going to do? Going to stretch out that abdomen and also go for more pressure on the chest and neck region here by wrenching back with that arm. There you see Buck. He's in a bad way, totally isolated in the middle of that ring, trying to call on the fans to give him some energy here and some support. Adler, though, pushing his elbow into the trapezius muscle, isolating that arm and shoulder, and also stretching out the chest muscles there. Referee Wiggins asking Billy if he wants to submit, but he's not in there just yet. Billy's still willing to fight. He's got some energy left in that tank as he's now weaseling his way out of that maneuver, but now he's in a chokehold. Might be worse than he was before. Oh, but he's boxing his way out here, folks. 2 shots to the gut. Adler's still holding on to that clinch, though. Billy is fighting, though. Now Adler trying to defend with all he's got. Oh, eats a big knife-edge chop from Billy Buck. Billy now charges across the ring, but eats a big boot. Adler, my goodness, standing tall. Oh, no, but he doesn't realize Buck is behind him. What's he got going here? Billy is going to come back charging here, folks. He didn't realize it, didn't see it. Now he eats a couple of right hands and knife-edge chops. Big exchange by Billy Buck, who is now back in this contest. Big kick to the midsection there. Charging back again. And now eats an elbow to Drew Adler. A series of them. Billy Buck is in this now, folks. Inverted atomic drop. Big neck breaker. Billy Buck now standing tall here. He should be going for that cover instead of trying to get the fans to support him, though. He's got to get in there and cover the man if he wants to be successful in this tournament. Delivers a big right hand and now shoots him across the ring. Irish whip by Adler. Springboards over to Billy Buck into a fireman's carry. Drops him down there. Now Buck is calling for what might be a super kick, maybe, possibly. We'll see what happens here. Still think he should be going for that cover personally, but we'll see if he's got the ability to load that boot and deliver a super kick. No, Adler ducks out of the way, gets him up, scoops him. Here's that raw strength of Adler. Oh, pulls him down, though, does Billy Buck. Can't get him into that 3 count. Going for a spinning toe hold here. Oh, excuse me, figure 4. Figure 4 leg lock right in the middle of that ring. Adler is in a bad way, and he is totally isolated. The sheer force on that left knee now comes into play. As we were talking about earlier, folks, those kicks, those MMA-style kicks that Billy Buck was delivering have already worn down that joint. Adler was close to tapping there. Wiggins is right on top of things. Oh, but the length of Adler, that size advantage we talked about earlier as well, definitely playing to his advantage as he gets to that bottom rope. Buck now trying to drag the man back in the middle of the ring. Adler shoves him off with that one good leg he's got. Oh, still using that one good right leg to perform some offense. Getting up on the top rope. Spine buster by Billy Buck. Wiggins in there for the 2 count only. Oh my goodness. Adler is doing everything he can to stay in this match, but Billy Buck has been giving him the business for the better part of the last 5 minutes. Wow, these two have really put it all on the line here in this opening round contest for the Palmetto Classic. Billy's still calling for that loaded boot there. Going to try and deliver a super kick and put down Adler for good. Adler's still in the corner, not able to get to a vertical base just yet. That left knee is killing him. But now, Wiggins almost gets pulled into the way. Buck gets him out of there, though. And there's almost a knee trigger by Drew Adler. Sunset flip attempt by Buck. Adler gets him covered up there. 3 count. Adler wins in a stunning turn of events. Wow. Adler just plain old shocks everybody here in attendance by getting the victory with that sunset flip pinfall.